air signs, welcome to my channel and thank you so much for joining me. Today I will be doing a get grounded reading for Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra. So I feel like this reading may coincide with the last reading that I did last week. So hopefully it resonates with you in that way. So if last week's resonated with you, then this one should be really helpful in those things that were going on last week. Okay, so let's go ahead and get right into it. So the first card that I have here, this is going to be how you ground yourself. And as you can see, we have the moon card. So I feel like the moon card is telling you that you have some insecurities, some fears, and some anxieties that you really need to pay attention to. Okay, find an activity that will help you relieve the anxiety. It could be exercising, reading, writing, journaling, whatever it is that you do to help release some anxiety. Okay, because I feel like that's probably what's keeping you from being able to ground yourself. Okay, so the next card that we have here, and this is what you need to release, and we have the Eight of Wands. And with the Eight of Wands, I feel like this is about obsessive or intrusive thoughts. Okay, and of course that goes right along with anxiety. That is a manifestation of anxiety. So you need to get a handle on these intrusive thoughts. I feel like, of course, you know that they're happening, but you're kind of not acknowledging them or trying to ignore them, hoping that they'll go away. But that's not the way that intrusive thoughts work. The best way to stop intrusive thoughts is to give the thought a little bit of space, okay? Not space as in push it away, but space as in, you know, actually allow yourself to think the thought through. For example, if the thought is about doing something, okay, think that thought through. Like, what would happen if I did do whatever this is, okay? Think about the end result. Think the thought fully through, and once you do that, you'll be able to release it, okay? Because the more that you fear these thoughts, the more anxiety you're going to get from it. Okay, so let's move on to the next card that we have here. And we have the Queen of Swords, okay? And the Queen of Swords is why you need to release this, okay? So obviously, because it's an illogical way of thinking, okay, it serves you no good, and it's just kind of feeding the anxiety, you know. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on to the next card that we have, and this card is how you can listen to your inner self. Okay, and we have the Nine of Swords. Okay, so again, handle your anxieties. Okay, lower your stress levels and make a conscious effort to listen to your higher self. Put time aside to meditate every single day. Be mindful that you aren't making things harder than they have to be on yourself. Okay, when you have anxiety, meditation can be tricky. First, because it's hard to calm your mind, okay? Part of anxiety is like the racing mind, okay? You'll try to meditate and then you're finding that your thoughts are veering off. But stick with it, okay? It will get easier. And when you find that your thoughts do start to wander, focusing on your breathing can sometimes recenter yourself and kind of bring you back into focus, okay? So the next card that we have here is the Tower card. Okay, and this is how you can remain grounded. Okay, be prepared for the change, okay? Confronting anxiety can be very difficult, and you're going to be confronted with, you're going to have to tear down some walls so some new ones can go up. Accept the change and flow with it to stay grounded, okay? Anxiety is going to try to resurface, but like I said, you're just going to have to go with the flow and, accept the change. Because like I said, I mentioned at the very beginning, I feel like this kind of coincides with the reading from last week for you air signs. And like I said, that was about making a big change to your health. And I feel like that's going to come with a lot of anxiety. Okay, so that's where I kind of fit the two in here. And I think staying grounded will really help you with that change. You're just going to have to accept and trust the change. Okay, so we have a few cards that I pulled for overall outcome if all the above advice is taken. And look at these two beautiful cards that we have here. The Queen of Air. And we have the King of Air. How fitting is that for you air signs, right? These both represent Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius, okay? So this is the overall outcome, okay? You're going to start to feel more like yourself, okay? Logic will come back. And your true self will begin to shine, okay? Your self-esteem will be strengthened, and you'll be back to, you'll get back the organization in your life that, in parts of your life that feel like there's a bit of chaos going on there. And another thing is also, if you were having difficulty with communication, that is another thing that letting go of these anxieties will improve on, like, your communication, okay? I feel like some of you might be having some frustrations when it comes to communicating, okay? But these two cards are really, really wonderful. Really wonderful outcome. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and pull an oracle card, but before I do that, let me just give a quick overall here. So in order to ground yourself, you're going to need to work on your insecurities and your anxieties, okay? Start with obsessive thoughts. You're going to have to take the blinders off, okay? You're going to have to confront yourself and acknowledge these thoughts, even if they are extremely uncomfortable, which sometimes they can be, okay? Take an honest look at yourself. The more you practice meditation, the more your logical true self will surface, okay? Be ready to face anxieties and break down those walls to build new ones, okay? You can even go ahead and do some research on earthing or grounding, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and pull an oracle card for you guys. Let's see what I have for Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra in regards to this spread. And I'm using the Earth Magic deck, Oracle deck. Okay, there we go. That took long enough, didn't it? Mountain Strength card, okay. It's a pretty card too. So again, I'm not too familiar with this deck as I haven't gone through all the cards. I kind of just like to learn them as I'm using them. So intuitively, this card is just telling you to, you're going to have to utilize a lot of inner strength and sort of kind of stand up to yourself, okay? But let's go ahead and take a look in the book here. Okay. Here we go. Okay, here we are. Massiveness of the mountain in this image, bearing the blankets of snow as spectacular hues from the sun reflect from its body, evokes a sense of impenetrable and immovable strength and stature. The firm base of the mountain evolves to the narrower crest in its attempt to reach the sky. The more daring individuals become enamored by the peak and see it as something to conquer, although it can never be truly conquered. Okay, it makes no sense to deny the strength you have at the cost of allowing yourself to be reactive and subject to external influences far beyond what is healthy for you. That just sounds like anxiety, doesn't it? Imagine yourself as a mountain of strength, solidly grounded in the earth. This is so perfect for this spread here for you guys. Your head held high as if you're touching the sky. Do so without straining, just as the mountain itself does not strain. The current situation calls for you to be vigilant, but not to the points of fear or paranoia. I can't speak today. Be that rock of strength that you are capable of becoming. The solidness of your resolve will be clearly communicated when you model yourself after the towering immensity of a mountain, impenetrable and inscrutable. Standing steady like a rock is what's called for at this time. The solidness of your resolve will be clearly communicated when you model yourself after the towering immensity of a mountain. Okay, so thank you so much for watching, air signs. I really do appreciate it. And if you're new here and you want to subscribe, that would be awesome and very much appreciated. And I hope to see you all next time. Bye.